What's up, everybody? We got disconnected. I don't really know what happened there. I apologize about that. Starting a new live stream, though. Let me post a quick little note to the previous viewers. Hopefully, you guys will find this. I do apologize for that. Let's see if I can get an updated link up. Copy that over to here. Phil, you're back. Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Here is the new link. I'm going to share this over on the other video. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully that won't happen again. But thank you for finding us, Phil. Yeah, again, I'm still new at all this. I was looking, this is the 12th straight week of doing these live streams. And yeah, there's been a few glitches here and there. Not too many, surprisingly. But yeah, that was a first. The app just completely shut down. My YouTube app just completely shut down on my phone, and all of a sudden, when I came back, we disconnected from the previous video. So here we are. Hopefully, everybody is going to find us. And let's see. Let's go ahead and share this new one onto the Twitter. Here we go. Part 2, Michael Myers Monday live. Once again, thank you guys for joining. And if you're just joining us, please watch the previous part 1 video. And to see this mask here, the Boogeyman, more about it. And this mask over here, the H2018 Bloody Edition. All right, interesting. A little bit of breaking news as we're on the air live right here. I don't know if it's Myers related directly, but the man himself, John Carpenter, Waxworks Records just tweeted at 10:37 p.m. a photo of John Carpenter. I'm seeing it right now as I'm tweeting out the new link to this video. It's a black and white photo of John Carpenter holding up a three, uh, three fingers. I don't know what that means. I guess his third album. I thought it wasn't going to drop until early next year. Maybe we're getting another track from it. Uh, Something to do with Halloween 3. Who knows? Waxwork Records though, and they say tomorrow in the tweet. So again, I'm only just by chance seeing this as I'm sitting here live with you guys. So this is a little bit of breaking news. Maybe. We'll see. All right, so we're back. We've got a few people watching, it looks like. Hopefully everybody else will find us. And I'm just going to wrap up what I was talking about. Again, it was the Fear Fresheners, I think, is where we were at. We've got the Halloween 5 and the Halloween 6. Curse of Michael Myers, Fear Fresheners. Halloween 6 is vanilla scented, and Revenge is cinnamon scented. I don't know what that says about the movies. I still think they should be pumpkin spice. All the Myers ones should be, but they do smell great. And we've got a very few of them, and those are only $4 each. It's $3.99. They're great to hang in your car. All right, I'm gonna go through just a couple small little news items, and then we're gonna get to the main 2 news items we're gonna talk about tonight. Mainly that Blumhouse announced their Blumfest. And so I'm going to talk about that in just a couple minutes. But before I get to that, guys, Byron is back with us. Thank you. Good. I'm glad you guys are finding it. I'm sorry about what happened before. Hopefully that won't happen again. The few times I've gotten disconnected before, it's been real easy just to reconnect to that same feed. But this time I got completely kicked off. I don't know what happened. If it happens again, I'll launch another video and try to wrap it up. but hopefully we're good now. Anyway, so in part one of this tonight's video, you can see all of the Myers related items that we have still in stock right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, including these two masks you see right here on either side of me. And the butcher knife, the foam butcher knife. All right, so this week's news items. Again, yesterday was the 42nd anniversary of the theatrical opening of the original Halloween 1978. So I shared my John Carpenter interview. A lot of people, I've talked about it a number of times. I usually share it down in the in the description because I ended up mentioning it almost every week on here. And so I was thinking, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and celebrate verbally how much I love Halloween 78. You guys know that. You don't have to hear it from me if you're here. Obviously, we all know 78. It's a masterpiece. But I did want to bring to light just a tiny bit of my interview with Carpenter. This was from 6 years ago, over 6 years ago. It was from 2014, and it was published on Halloween Day in 2014. And we talked about a bunch of different stuff, even some Escape from New York stuff and other career things, but obviously a lot of Halloween stuff. Um, some very interesting stuff for the franchise. But one little, I guess, kind of, I consider it a scoop, just kind of a cool little nugget that I got that, because I always just wanted to know this as a fan, was the story of old Charlie Bowles. You guys know Charlie Bowles. It's the graveyard scene, and the graveyard keeper is telling the story of Charlie Bowles, and he gets a little, he gets distracted he gets interrupted, I should say, by Loomis, and doesn't get to finish that story, and so fans have obsessed for years. What happened in Russellville 15 years ago, Charlie Bowles, etc. Um, so I asked Carpenter what was the deal with that in 2014, and he gave me this answer, which, if you know anything about Carpenter, his answers are pretty short, direct, to the point. But I never heard this from him until I asked. So this is what he said. This is John Carpenter. Quote, "One of my girlfriends from back when I was in college, her father was that guy." Talking about Charlie Bowles. "This guy was unbelievable," Carpenter says. Quote, "He was part of the Kentucky theaters, drive-in theaters, and slot machines, all sorts of stuff. He got into gambling. Her husband got involved in the mafia, and her father killed him. He murdered him. So that's the kind of evil piece of shit he was. He didn't murder his family, but he was a truly evil guy." So there you have it. The true life inspiration for Charlie Bowles. Again, as Carpenter says, he didn't murder his whole family. Yeah, but he did murder his daughter, his son-in-law. So straight up, and so that's where the idea for that character came from, right out of John Carpenter's mind. Um, Again, I've already linked that interview down below because, of course, I'm going to talk about it. This being Halloween, this being yesterday being the anniversary of that film, and that being a career milestone for myself and for Halloween Daily News. Hopefully, we'll get to do it again sometime. So I don't know what this tweet from Waxwork Records is with Carpenter holding up three fingers, but it sounds like again maybe his third album. Um, he's put out Lost Themes 2, and we know the third album is coming. He's put out 2 tracks from it, so, but maybe it means something else. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But something's happening tomorrow. Back to yesterday, Jamie Lee Curtis, just real quickly, she did post on Instagram just a cool little, acknowledging the anniversary of Halloween 78. And this is Jamie. She says apparently Halloween 78 was released on this day in 1978. And she's reposting Fangoria's post about it. And she says, "Fangoria was such an early supporter of the movie, and my role in it. John Carpenter and the late great Deborah Hill changed my life forever, and I am grateful to them forevermore. Hashtag 42." So, and the Fangoria still is one of the best scenes. It's Michael coming out of the darkness at the end of the movie, to stab her, slice her arm. So, Let's see. Up next, we've got more Fright Rags merch. Again, great time to be a fan. Every week we talk about more Fright Rags stuff, but they are wrapping up the year. I say wrapping up the year because, our year revolves around this week, around this day. So this is kind of the end of the year as far as I'm concerned, and Fright Rags is still not letting up with the Halloween March. This past Wednesday, we talked about it last week. They put out the Varsity Collection hoodie, caps. This Wednesday, October 28th, they're doing the H2O and the Halloween Resurrection collections, which I've talked about in the past. That includes some caps, hoodies, and three different T-shirts. I love the Dangertainment logo myself. If I'm going to get a Resurrection shirt, it'd probably be that. And there's some awesome H2O artwork on one of them with Laurie with the axe. I love that part. My favorite part of the film. Excuse me. And then they've got some Halloween 2018 stuff coming out as well, including a reprint they did last year, or it might have been even 2 years ago, but they and a new design, one new design, which is a very moody kind of blue full moon Michael half lit, and some brown fall leaves kind of framing him around the bottom. And they're all dropping this Wednesday from Fright Rags, our friends over there at Fright Rags, as well as a Halloween Curse of Michael Myers black and white T-shirt as well. Okay, so that's all happening. Some beautiful artwork. Um, Also, this past week, you probably saw the awesome short video. It's called Halloween is Canceled. This, you can watch it if you haven't seen it. I've linked it down below already in the description. Actually, I haven't because that was the other video where I linked it. I will link it down below. I will link it down below where you can watch it because I highly recommend you watch it. It's only 3 minutes long. It's pretty great though. Basically, Michael Myers comes home to Haddonfield. It's Halloween 2020, and of course, things aren't what he expects. There's no kids running around, no teenagers fooling around. He can't find anybody, and part of the genius is they actually go to the iconic filming locations of the Halloween '78 film, and that's where they shot this short. And yeah, it doesn't spoil the ending to say that he eventually encounters a Karen and does what he does best. And it's great. It's great little 3 minutes. We've linked it at HalloweenDailyNews.com. I'm going to link that in the description of this video right now. So when you refresh this later, you'll be able to see that. But yeah, we lost a lot. Let's see. Halloween is Canceled is what it's called. It's directed by Andrew Cash. I think that's how you say his last name. Who co-directed a segment of Tales of Halloween, if you know that anthology. Also, the Elm Street documentary, Never Sleep Again. Let's just make sure we get the Michael Myers Monday people looking for us. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Part 2. Yeah, sorry again about that, guys. I'm just going to add to this description in here the link to that short film that you can watch after we're done here, as well as the Carpenter interview, because I'd love if you guys would check that out, especially this week, being our week, our time. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's our time, and it's Michael's time. And we got reason to be excited even more coming up. John Carpenter interview. There we go. And I will add the other links I'm going to talk about in here too, but I just want to go ahead and add those. The John Carpenter interview and that Halloween is Canceled short film. Also, I better do this too, the Blumfest, because we're going to get into that here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there too. More on Blumfest. And I want to hear what you guys think about that announcement in just a minute. Again, I apologize for this, guys, moving at a different pace, but hey, it's Halloween week. And again, it's the 12th straight week, so stuff is going to happen every now and then. All right, so Phil is back, Byron's back. Hopefully some of you other guys have found us. Sorry for deserting the other video. That was not by choice. Another small little but very cool little news bite this week over at bloodydisgusting.com. They have a regular column called Phantom Limbs where they talk about unmade sequels. You know, last week we were talking about the new book, Taking Shape 2, which you can also order right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And it talks about all the unmade Halloween sequels. Well, coincidentally, just this week, Bloody Disgusting published a pretty cool interview with Todd Farmer about two unmade Halloween sequels that he worked on, most notably what was going to be at one time Halloween 3D. And I'm not going to go into all of it, but it's a pretty wild pitch and a wild concept of where they were going to go with it. And it was going to pick right up after Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and it was going to continue that story with Scout and Tyler and those roles. And yeah, he goes into pretty fairly decent detail. A lot of it I had heard before from other at other places and different times, but there is some stuff I'd never heard before, some new details. So I recommend, if you're into that stuff, which I love reading about that stuff, you can read about it over on bloodydisgusting.com. And he also talks briefly about how the Dimension at one point, and he had an idea that he was kind of pushing for a found footage film, which would almost be like a Blair Witch style documentary about the making of what everybody thought was going to be Halloween 3D, but it would turn out that the actual movie itself is this fake documentary. Again, I urge you to go over there and check it out if you're into that type of stuff. I like reading it. And again, I had read about both those ideas a little bit before. It was cool getting some new detail in there. So go check that out if you have a few minutes. All right, I've got my my Halloween haul. I was gonna show you guys. I've gotten just a few new items purchased in not really the last. It's been spread out a little bit. I did make it out to a couple stores over the weekend. I made it out to a Spirit Halloween. They were pretty much cleared out of all the cool stuff, of all the cool Myers related stuff. Almost all the 2020 releases. They're pretty cleared out. I'm going to do a video. It should be up, a walkthrough video. It'll probably be up tomorrow. But if you remember, though, to kick off my talk about my haul, my season haul of Myers stuff, because there's so much out there, but this is just some stuff. If you remember this guy, this statue, yeah, he's sold out online. He sold out at all the stores, and it's pretty badass. I talked about him weeks ago. I turned out I ordered him late. I was so glad I ordered him because he sold out, and many people can't find him right now. He is officially a Halloween 6 Curse of Michael Myers, and the mask is pretty generically Michael, but that jack-o'-lantern is actually, if you look, a Halloween 6 jack-o'-lantern. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago when I first kind of brought this guy on here for one of these broadcasts, I talked and I told the whole story. I won't. All right, we are losing connection. Showed weeks ago that he came apart in the mail. I called originally to exchange it, and they had none in stock at all that they could exchange it from, but they did end up giving me a full refund, which was great. And I was satisfied to have this guy in essence for free. And again, he's from Spirit Halloween. That's probably the coolest. I don't know, maybe the coolest, maybe the second. I don't know. It's very close because my other recent thing, I talked about this guy last week, but I gotta talk about it one more time. It's the Ghost Michael Hot Topic exclusive bobblehead. You see, it uses what they call bobble hip technology, is what they call it, and it's the whole sheet that bobbles. Heavy duty resin. I talked all about this last week. I'm not going to go into detail, but I love this guy. He is awesome. I am going to have an edited video of the unboxing of this guy and some proper photos posted here on this channel, probably tomorrow. But I was actually going to put an article on the website on HDN about this guy with the info for everybody to buy, because when we ordered, it said he was on back order until next month, until like Thanksgiving, and it turned out that even though it said that, it shipped within days. But I checked earlier today, and as of earlier today when I looked, it's not even available for back order. It's completely not available to ship. So good luck out in the wild trying to find one of these at a Hot Topic. It's definitely worth it though if you can. So he's pretty awesome. And again, another new 2020 release that there's been a couple Cool Myers baubles released in the last couple of years actually that I haven't had a chance to pick up. So I was very happy. And again, I don't have a Hot Topic anywhere near where I live. That was ordered online, and I'm glad I did it when I did. The statue was ordered on Spirit's website. I'm glad I did that. When I went to Spirit, they were mostly, like I said, sold out of the Myers 2020 release stuff. They had a few older items, but I'll tell you, they didn't even have any Myers masks. I mean, it was ridiculous. They had some socks. They did have a box of the string lights, and they did have the the string lights that were released, I think, last year, the year before, and they did have the H2O door greeter, which everybody says, and it's got the generic head, but it's got the lunch lady hair, but it comes in a hairnet. It just looks really weird, and his eyes light up, which was weird for the guy with the blackest eyes. But but they were there. Like I said, some socks, a few other little things, but nothing nothing really worth taking home, and nothing that I was really looking for. So I was really glad that I did order that statue. The one thing I did pick up in there, because it was just $4, and I figured why not get one. It's these. You can see it's officially licensed from Halloween 2. But it is these little tins of candy, okay, with Michael. So it's a little tin. It's got candy in it, and they're right there at the checkout at Spirit. And yeah, so I just bought one just to put on the shelf. Sometimes my brain doesn't work with these things. I should have just spent another $4, bought another one, and then I could have, because I don't plan on opening this, but had I got another one, I could have sat here and done the whole thing where I open it and take a taste, and you guys are like, "Oh, what's it taste like?" And I'm like, "Oh, that tastes great," or that tastes like shit. But but the guy that rung me up said he ate his and it tasted surprisingly good. So anyway, I just thought it was such a unique thing. I mean, it's candy, it's Michael, it's in a collectible tin, which even if you do open it, you still got the tin to keep. But for now, I'm gonna keep it sealed, and then we'll see. Maybe at some point I'll taste it. And I'll try to remember to film it and maybe even do it live here for everybody. But so that was just a little of my Spirit haul. Oh, and my shirt. This was not from Spirit, but it was from Spirit's parent company of Spencer's, which, if you can see, that is badass, right? I mean, you see what it is, right, guys? I mean, that's like, it's Halloween done in the style of the Jaws poster, right? And I love Jaws. Who doesn't? I live here at the beach, and so there's that tie-in. Of course, I love Halloween. And you guys let me know if you are watching this video and you know who the artist is, because I would love to know. I've seen this online. I've seen it like on Instagram. I've seen this design. I can't remember where I first saw it. But I saw this shirt at Spirit. The one I really wanted, and I was looking for it at Spirit, and the one I didn't see there, but I was looking for again at Spencer's, was the Welcome to Haddonfield. If you've been here before, you might have heard me talk. I love the in-universe shirts the best. You know, the Haddonfield High and the Camp Crystal Lake, Bates Motel, stuff like that. So, Dangertainment. so, yeah. So that's the one I was looking for. They didn't have my size. They did have this in my size, and this was my second choice, and it's pretty awesome. I love it. So that's kind of my Myers. Oh, and this goes back a little ways, but this is the officially licensed Michael Myers face mask. Again, from Fright Rags. There you go. There you go. That's my I'm probably that probably sounds terrible to you guys. That's my Myers haul for 2020. So far, but I'm probably not going to make it out. I haven't made it out to many stores this whole season. I've talked before. We kind of live out here, away from everything, so it's all we can do. And then with everything going on with the pandemic and all, it's just been a crazy time. So I haven't made it out to many. I did make it out to Spirit this Saturday and a few other stores, and who knows. But that's kind of my Myers haul for this year. I might be forgetting something, but I think that's everything within this kind of season. You know, some of the newer release stuff. But I tell you what I'm looking for, and something else I did pick up. I picked up a lot of trick or treat stuff, and I'm going to do a separate video. This is Michael Myers Monday, but you know, you gotta love Sam, and I picked up the Ultimate Sam when we were at Target, the NECA. But I was looking for those Silver Shamrock trick or treat kids. Definitely looking for that 3-pack, and still looking for that Loomis and Laurie 2-pack. Um, so you guys let me know about your haul this year, your 2020 Myers haul, and what you think. What you think. What you picked up, and what you think of it all. What you didn't, and why. That's just some of my stuff. All right. So all that aside, now let's get to the two little new news items that are pretty little, but it's Halloween week. Who knows? It might turn into something cool. So tonight, a few hours ago, Blumhouse announced Blumfest for this Thursday, October 29th. And it's basically going to be a live online streaming event where Blumhouse is going to promote a number of their current and upcoming releases. And that's going to include interviews and panels. And what Jason Blum has said, it's going to include some never before seen behind the scenes footage from an upcoming release or two. So it's going to be streaming live on Blumhouse's YouTube channel and on their Facebook page, I guess simultaneously. And again, that's happening this Thursday, October 29th. Now, what we know about the Halloween Kills panel, here's who they've got included that they announced today. They're going to have David Gordon Green there participating. Again, I say there. I imagine it'll be very similar to probably DC's Fandom event if you watched any of that a few weeks ago, where it was kind of an online convention experience, but really just, kind of Zoom calls, broadcast, and it probably won't be actually live. It'll be presented as live, I'm sure, pre-recorded stuff. But yeah, the panel, it should be interesting to hear what they have to say, especially in light of the delay and the fact that we are a little less than a year out now. So the lineup for this panel is David Gordon Green, Jamie Lee Curtis, Malik Akkad, Bill Block, who is a producer with Miramax, and Jason Blum. So some heavy hitters there in the franchise. Some heavy hitters in Halloween Kills. Also, they're doing other panels throughout this event. They're doing one for Welcome to the Blumhouse, which is the 4 films from Blumhouse that recently premiered on Amazon Prime. They're doing one for The Craft Legacy, which is the new reboot or sequel, I guess, to The Craft. and that is actually premiering on Amazon Prime on Wednesday, October 28th on Premium VOD. Uh, they're also going to be having a panel to promote the movie Freaky. This is the Freaky Friday spin with Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton, and it's from the writer director of the Happy Death Day movies, and that's currently scheduled to be released into theaters, whichever theaters are open, on November 13th. And they're also going to be doing not just limiting, just like DC didn't limit to their movies or to their comics, they kind of did everything under the brand. Blumhouse doing a very similar thing. This isn't just horror. All of that is horror, but they're also going to be doing a panel for The Good Lord Bird, which is their new Ethan Hawke TV series, historical drama uh, on Showtime. On Showtime, that's airing right now on Showtime. So they're doing all of this on Thursday. It starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be watching it at 1 p.m. out here on the East Coast. Again, it's going to be on Blumhouse's YouTube and Facebook page. You can learn all about it at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Now, we can speculate all day long. That's what we do here. We've been talking about speculating like crazy. Are we going to get any kind of preview, tease, or anything from Halloween Kills this year? I've been saying all along, if anything, it might be October 31st. With this news, obviously, I'm thinking this would be the ideal time for them to release something, would be during this panel. I really think if something's going to happen, it's going to be during this panel. It's not going to be a trailer by any means. I've said a 30-second tease similar to what was released when they announced the delay. Also, it could be something very similar to what was released last year. If you remember, right before they officially wrapped filming last year, they released some behind the scenes, like a few seconds of behind the scenes footage from Halloween Kills. And we all lost our mind. It was Halloween Day, and it was like this great Halloween treat. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something very similar to that package, where it's because if again, I'm an English major, if you take Blum's exact words now again, maybe it's just words, maybe whatever. I'm probably reading way too much into all this. I recognize that, but that's what we do here, right? We talk. So, but what he says is, never before seen footage of an upcoming release or two. So that could be behind the scenes, but he's saying never before seen footage of an upcoming release or two. That could be a scene, maybe. That could be, just a few seconds. That could be like a 30-second tease, which is what I think it's probably going to be, in my opinion. 30-second tease, similar to what was released, the Let It Burn tease when they announced the delay. Of course, there's no guarantee. And he says from an upcoming release or two. Now, again, if we want to further dissect the man's words here, which why not? We're all here, right? You look at the other panels. Welcome to the Blumhouse is out. That's been released. So that's not technically an upcoming release. And The Craft will be released this Wednesday, the day before the panel. So that'll be out. So that's technically not an upcoming release by the time that happens. Maybe it is today when Jason Blum says that quote. Freaky is upcoming, certainly a lot sooner than Halloween. So I would say that's for sure, one of the one or two he's talking about. And then there's The Good Lord Bird, which is currently airing on Showtime. New episodes to come. So that could be taken either way. But it's technically already been released. So an upcoming release or two, if you really look at that upcoming as of this Thursday release or two, there's only two of those panels that are upcoming, and that's Freaky and Halloween Kills. Again, what's all that mean? It's probably me just reading way too much into it. It could just be, but either way, I think it's going to be very, I'll be watching with great interest this panel because I think it's going to be great to hear David Gordon Green and all these guys and of course Jamie Lee talk about it. Are they going to be in sales mode and just kind of, yeah, this is why we had to delay it, and we know it's going to be, it's going to be worth the wait. Of course they're going to say that. We know that. But will some new little nuggets of information come out? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what other nuggets that we don't already know could come out without it being, honestly, more spoilery than I'm interested in at this point. So I don't know how much new info is going to come out. Um, but all that being said, I was thinking today, well, what if they released just a few seconds, a quick little scene? Oh, sorry about that, guys. What could it be? What could it be? What could it be that where it wouldn't really spoil things, but would be tasty enough to be a treat that we, the fans, would be grateful for, rather than just saying, "Oh, come on, you delayed this, you pushed it back. Just give us something. You're not going to give us the trailer. You're not going to just give us something. You're doing Blumfest. It's Halloween week." I mean, it's kind of hard to think that they're going to schedule this week of all weeks, you know. And it says in their promo on the image, we're bringing Halloween to you, So there's only one of all those upcoming releases that takes place on Halloween. It's all about Halloween. Has Halloween in the title. So it's got to be the kind of the showpiece of this whole presentation, and it is the furthest out as of right now. But it's also, we know, done. It's, as far as we know, completely done. So Renato Jackson says, "Holla, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us." Yeah, I'll get to your comments in just a minute. Byron asked if I've read the comic book Halloween Sam. Yes, that is a great one. I think that came with the 25th anniversary DVD. Am I remembering that right? But yes, I love that one. Um, so anyway, you can read all about that. The bottom line is, I'll be watching. I know you'll be watching. We'll all be watching this Thursday, Blumfest. Let's see this panel. This should be interesting. Again, I don't imagine it's going to be live where we can ask questions. That would be cool. I imagine it's probably going to be a pre-recorded thing, moderated by someone, and they will ask predetermined questions, and everybody will chime in. But you got to think, again, this, all eyes are going to be on them. It's 2 days before the Halloween holiday. I mean, they've got us all looking. Nobody was really thrilled with the delay. I mean, I completely understand and agree with all that, but yeah, it was bummer news, of course. So are they gonna throw us a bone? Are they gonna give us a treat? It'd be nice, and I think this would be the ideal time. Then what happens on 31st? I don't know. Maybe nothing then. In that case, again, I've been thinking all along that 31st makes the most sense. With this, wrapping up that panel, I mean, you got to think what DC Fandom did these virtual events because there was no San Diego Comic-Con type showcase for these type place for these announcements. There's not horror conventions. There's none of this right now. So it makes total sense. They'll own the airwaves on the internet for an hour or two this Thursday, and yeah, I would think they want to make an impact. And if they want to own Halloween weekend, going into Halloween weekend, yeah, I mean, put. Let's think of it this way: what 30 seconds would be epic, but how about, this is what I came up with? What I think would be, how about Tommy Doyle's introduction into this film? Or how about Lindsay Wallace's? Maybe Nurse Marion's. We still have the other two to look forward to. Maybe say, maybe just one of them. How are we going to re-meet these characters for the first time? Maybe we get that tiny little taste. I don't know. Is that too spoilery though? Is it too early for that? Yeah, it kind of is. But again, what would set the internet on fire going into Halloween weekend? Of course, a full mask reveal would, but I can't really see that happening. But then again, I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later, I think probably April next year they'll release a poster. It'll have the whole mask and the whole deal, but similar to what they did 2 years ago. But again, maybe I'm just looking at what would set the internet on fire going into Halloween weekend here in 2020. What they could do. Either way, I think it's going to be very interesting and a lot of fun to watch this this panel. So I'll be watching it. If it's anything too insane, I might jump on here and do a live one of these that day. Most likely, though, Thursday night, I'm usually editing our Halloween show episodes, which we upload on Friday mornings. So I'll be working on that. And so anything that happens during that, of course, we'll report it on HDN and our socials immediately. But then I'll incorporate that story into our Halloween Eve episode of the Halloween show, which is our weekly recap of all the Halloween stories, not just Myers related. But I'll have that in there, and I might have some thoughts and commentary depending on what happens in that episode. Either way, no matter what happens next week when we're here on Monday, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. If nothing happens, but they just say everything we already know, we'll talk about how lame that was. But hopefully we're gonna, and again, I don't know what new news we can get that's not too spoilery. I don't even really know. But speaking of new news, there's more evidence, even since the Blumfest announcement, that something in this franchise is happening this week. Some kind of treat is coming our way. Maybe more than one. I don't know. Maybe it has nothing to do with Halloween Kills. I don't know. But I say this all not to get your hopes up or anything, but I talked about him last week, Ryan Freeman, again, on his Instagram account. If you're not following, I'm sure you probably are. But he kind of last week responded to a fan's question on his account and sort of suggested that we probably won't get a Halloween Kills teaser this month. And I was kind of taking that as maybe that could, still be the case. Maybe we don't get a teaser. Maybe it's behind the scenes footage. Maybe it's a scene. Maybe things have changed. Maybe teaser is defined differently by maybe it's a poster. But the point is, it could be anything that happens during this panel. It could be nothing. But all that aside, Ryan now, just a few hours ago, posted something very curious on his Instagram account. It's an image of the Halloween 78 opening credits jack-o'-lantern, but not from the movie. It looks very much like an artist's rendering of it. And I'll put a link to this down in the description too. I haven't yet, and I haven't even gotten anything about this on the website because again, this just happened as I was sitting here writing down what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight. So he posted this image just a few hours ago, and this was the caption for the image. It says, "More treats than tricks are coming in the following days. ... We have been busy during quarantine! Exclamation point. Be sure to follow Official Halloween Movies at Official Halloween Movies for news and announcements in the days to come." And then he hashtags Halloween Movies, Halloween Movie, Halloween 1978, and Michael Myers. Very curious. He did not hashtag Halloween Kills. So that very much suggests to me this is probably not even related to Halloween Kills. This is related to something that we talked about last week, where Ryan Freeman responded to a fan question that suggesting that things are happening in the Halloween universe and they have not been sitting idly by during this quarantine, during this pandemic. That some things are going to be announced soon and some things later. And we speculated what could that be. And I said, well, maybe it's not Halloween Kills at all. Maybe it's something else. Because he had responded to a fan question last week and more or less said that, sorry, no. As in no Halloween Kills trailer. We know it's not going to be a trailer. Teaser. So, all that being said, I think we're in for an exciting week, to say the least. I mean, it's already Halloween week, the best week of the year, the best time of the year. Okay, even for me, even us, Halloween is every day. Every day is Halloween. That's our motto. That's what I live by. That's our website motto. Every day is Halloween. Every week is Michael Myers Monday. But it's actually Halloween week this week. The whole world sees it. Yeah, we're in 2020 for what it's worth. But, I mean, this is going to be an exciting week, I think. Of course, my mind starts going, looking at this image. I urge you to check it out. Tell me what you think. But it looks like an artist rendering. So I'm like, this could very much be the comic book. We talked last week about maybe There'll be a comic book coming, a new comic book. We talked about the old comic books, how awesome they are. Maybe they're going to revitalize that somehow. It was suggested last week, maybe Carpenter and and his wife Sandy King Carpenter with their Storm King Productions, Storm King Comics, are going to be the new home for the Halloween comics. Maybe that announcement is what's coming. Maybe that happens, uh, tomorrow, the next day. I don't know. I mean, tomorrow we've got something happening with Carpenter. I think it sounds like new music. Maybe Halloween 3 re-release final. I don't know. Then Thursday, we know we've got Blumfest. We've got the HK panel. Somewhere in this week, let's just take a stab, no pun intended, and say Wednesday. Maybe we get whatever Ryan Freeman is talking about. I mean, this is a busy week. Then it's Friday. It's Halloween Eve, and here we go. We're off into the weekend with plenty to talk about. So, all that very exciting stuff going on right now. And again, let me say it could all temper your expectations because it could all amount to a bunch of nothing, more or less. But it does sound like something is happening. Something is more than nothing. So, and again, I'm very curious what they're talking about with 78, and if it is a new comic, maybe just a comic book adaptation of 78. That could be. So I don't know. The possibilities are endless, but I'm definitely very curious. I was very curious and excited to see that pop up right as I was sitting here getting ready. And again, the the tweet on Twitter, the Waxwork Records tweet with Carpenter and the Three Fingers. Something's happening tomorrow. The Blumfest announcement happening tonight on Michael Myers Monday. I'm sure that part's a coincidence, but I like to think that why not put some HK news out there on a Monday evening. So either way, it's going to be awesome. I will be watching right along with you guys. If they're doing live chat, hell, I'll probably be on there as reacting as this channel. So if you see me on there and or if I see any of you guys, give me a shout and yeah, let's connect Thursday while we're watching live. If they're enabling the live chat during the panels, I don't even know how that's going to work exactly. I'm very curious to see actually. But the fact that they're doing it here on YouTube and also on Facebook simultaneously makes me think that they want the interaction and they want the live chat options to be going on. So there we go, guys. Halloween week, Michael Myers Monday, the last Michael Myers Monday before Halloween. And yeah, it looks like we got some stuff to look forward to. Looks like we might have a few treats. I mean, either way, whatever happens, we've got this panel, which is a bit of a treat. That's a surprise treat. And then we've got, possibly Carpenter music, whether or not that's tied to the franchise or not, we don't know, but that's an unexpected Halloween treat. We've also got this late breaking item that something is happening, very probably regarding Halloween 78 here in the next few days. So I don't know. And again, maybe it doesn't happen on Wednesday. Maybe that happens on Friday now. Maybe on the 31st. Who knows? Again, if you remember last year on October 31st, Universal and Blumhouse, Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter, they did release a behind-the-scenes look at Halloween Kills. It was kind of a see you next year thing. So I've thought all along it'd be something similar to that. I still think that's the best, outlook, probably. That is probably going to be something similar to that. If, like I said, maybe a short scene, maybe something just really brief, like the Let It Burn. But I would guess probably maybe more so possible of the behind the scenes. But then again, Jason Blum's own words, if I'm going to take them very literally and as gospel and say that footage means footage and upcoming releases or two means two, and there's only two that are actually, well, then I'd say, maybe not behind the scenes, maybe an actual piece of footage. But whatever it's going to be short. It's going to be brief. Let's just hope it's tasty and awesome. And either way, it's going to give us all time to chew on and talk about as we go into Halloween week. I think so. So again, that'll be Thursday. Tomorrow we'll find out whatever is happening with Carpenter, and yeah, I can't wait to find out. I keep refreshing to see in the comments if there's any other clues in this, because I'm at this moment I'm just like you guys, kind of just speculating and trying to play the guessing game, um, and then we'll get serious here during the off season. So, um, I just want to let you guys know that next week I do plan to be back here live again. This has been our 12th week, I believe, doing this straight through, and it's been pretty amazing that there hasn't been any break in the weeks so far. I didn't think I'd make it this many weeks. I when we started, and I still don't know. I mean, there's going to come some weeks where I just can't do this for whatever reason. And hopefully we'll have something else lined up for those Monday nights whenever that happens. But uh, at the moment, I do plan to be here next Monday, which will be our first Monday of our new year. I call it our new year, and it'll be after Halloween, post Halloween, and we will talk about whatever happens this week with the franchise. And who knows, we might have some interesting stuff to discuss. Might be a bunch of big or nothing. As far as show and tells next week, I'll go ahead and let you know a little bit of tiny announcement for us in our store. Uh, we should, if everything goes as planned, have the new 18-inch Halloween 78 Michael Myers figure here to show you. We're going to have a very few of them in stock for sale in our store. They're not listed yet. We're waiting until we get them in hand because we got so few of those guys. Um, but we are going to have a couple for sale. And last we heard, they should be arriving very soon, as in this week. So I should have one at least here to show you next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see. And we'll talk about this week's news that we're going into. So, you guys, thank you again for watching. I apologize for the first video earlier. That sucked. And any of you that might be wondering what happened, go watch the first video, and then this one might make a little bit more sense or not. I don't know. But either way. All right, everybody. It has been over an hour yet again. Here we go. So sorry to tie up your night, but hopefully you had fun. Phil, you have a good week as well. Byron, Renato, everybody, thanks for participating. Thanks for joining the conversation. Thanks for watching. Uh, Feel free to leave comments down below after we're live, and I will address them next week. And also like the video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications so you do know when we go live, because we might do some surprise things here and there. And I will be back, if everything goes as planned, next Monday for yet another Michael Myers Monday Live. Meanwhile, you guys are the best. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween week. And happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching. Happy Halloween, everybody.